Hey y'all, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time it is you happen to be watching this video. I have been getting lots of questions lately about the different products I use when I'm finalizing my dominoes, making my dominoes. So I just wanted to drop a quick video real fast, for instance, talk about where the cases come from. So if you're interested in learning that and more, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Alright, so I'm just going to walk you through the process, not necessarily do it because there are other videos you can check out for that, but just explain the different items that I use. First things first is a mold that I handmade myself, used it a lot to make the dominoes. To make my dominoes, I use epoxy. I use the Better Boat. I buy it in gallons off of Amazon. When I'm mixing my epoxy, I use plastic cups from the Dollar Tree and popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree. I use little lines on the side of the cup to measure out 1 for 1 part, and then mix with said popsicle sticks. Once they're mixed and it's time to add the color, I use acrylic paint, and I also use mica powder. So that's how the dominoes get their color. Sometimes I'll put in a little glitter, a little shine. Just depends on the type of mood I'm in or what people ordered. So that's where we really start with the dominoes, is mixing that epoxy. So once I have my epoxy mixed, color added, and everything in the mold to sit for the next 12 hours, because I like my dominoes hard, I start working on what I'm going to be putting on the back of the dominoes. So first thing I have here, and I actually have an example, is printable vinyl, spit it out. And this is literally a vinyl-like material I print using my INKJET printer. And I had the package to show you, and it got up and walked away. So this is just like vinyl. I like this because it's water resistant, quick drying, excellent adhesion, comparable with most inkjet printers. It is water resistant like regular vinyl would be, but I do still hit it with a sealer once they're done. And that sealer is going to be in the next part. What locks in Waterslide is being actually able to bake it in your microwave or your oven at a low temperature for a few minutes. I'm not putting epoxy in my oven or my microwave for any amount of time. So typically when I use Waterslide, I go back over the dominoes with one more very thin layer of epoxy. That way these are sealed in onto the domino. And double back. When I talked about the clear vinyl, this is just Oracle 651. Literally, it's transparent. I think that's what they call it. So those are what I work on while my dominoes are setting. So once they're dry, I'm able to just put those on and move forward with getting that order on up and out the door. So when I'm printing my dominoes, when I'm printing my decals for my dominoes, I also be sure to include the design I want to put on my box. For example, this is the Dallas Cowboys. Oops, gravity. And all my dominoes fit into this box. They have a little wiggle room. But I print the cover for my box. This box is from the Dollar Tree. It's just the stackable organizing drawer. So of course, Dollar Tree, it's only $1. I stock up on these. And this is vinyl that I have on the outside of this box. I like vinyl just a little better because if I mess it up, I don't like the placement, I can remove it. Whereas sticker paper, it's like a sticker. It's going to leave a type of residue. So I try to avoid that. The other ones I have, this one, it's upside down. Oops. But this is sticker paper. And on this box, I have Waterslide, if I wanted to practice it. Now, I didn't actually bake it, but I did leave it outside in the sun for a few hours, and I think it turned out okay. You never want to expose your epoxy to extreme heat, so I would not recommend doing that with the dominoes as far as trying to get Waterslide to stick to them. But this little plastic container, it was okay. So I have mixed my epoxy, put color in it, used my mold, made my decals, decorated my box, Now my dominoes are dry. Hallelujah. I'm gonna paint my dots. I always paint my dots first because I just paint my dots first. I use marker pens, Sharpies. I bought some bootleg ones from the Dollar General. I won't make that mistake again. And I buy the medium ones because they help. I just go around that circle, hit that line, and G to G. Once I've finished with my Sharpie, coloring my dots and my lines, whatever color I want them to be, the next step for me is to put it all together in a box. So I just wanted to interject real quickly here. If you're using your paint pens and you make a mess, or you don't like your color for whatever reason, if I'm trying to get the paint pen off my domino, I use pure acetone. I'm gonna get my light together right one day. And a Q-tip, tip, rub my domino and correct whatever error or change that I want to make, because it doesn't destroy the domino and it's like really fast and dries fast. So fixing mistakes is pure acetone. So we've made the dominoes, we've printed the decals, we've colored the dots, we apply the decals, whatever necessary sealant, be it the spray or the clear vinyl, I apply those to the dominoes as well. Then I sit my dominoes in this tray and I hit my dots just a few times with the spray so they have that glossy look to them. Not a whole bunch, not very long, just to take off that matte finish, because I don't have a glossy silicone matte. So I think it just gives them a little more oomph when I hit it with the gloss in the tray. And lastly, I get them packed up and ready to go to their new homes. And lastly, I put my dominoes in their case. I do 3 rows of 4 sets of 4. I like to show them off, make them all fancy. Then I take some transparency paper. I have a laminator, so I just print it out and cut them. And I put that between each level of dominoes. That way they're not rubbing and scratching on each other while they're in transport. I'm always sure to add a set of care instructions for the dominoes and my business card, because, you know, self-promotion. Promotion. And this would be a finished box of dominoes. Bubble wrap, box it up, and send it on its way. So hopefully that helped answer a lot of questions. I know people were curious about where I was getting the cute little jars from. Again, the Dollar Tree, the different type of epoxy I used, you know, the Better Boat. Is it Better Boat? Better Boat. And homemade mold. So again, I will try to drop a link to all the Amazon things, including the mica powder, the acrylic paint, the glitter I get from Walmart. So feel free to jump down in the comments. Any further questions, concerns, deep philosophical beliefs. If you have tips and tricks to share, go ahead and share them. I would like to learn some new things too, because child, I ain't got all the answers. I'm still learning. I feel like if you're not getting better, then what are you doing? You wasting time. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers. Only a couple hundred away, maybe like 3. But please, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe to the videos. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Don't mind that child in the background, and I'll see you guys.